What's up guys, Waymo here coming at you with another Darza video, and recently I've gotten quite a few white bags. I've gotten about 9 in the last 3 weeks, so that's pretty crazy. And people have been asking me and joking around and poking at me like, why or how are you getting so many white bags? And they're always telling me how lucky I am and how they're never lucky, and I kind of want to explain what's going on and how this is happening. And I always tell them I just grind efficiently. That's it. I grind efficiently. I play the game efficiently. And it's a pretty simple concept that most people don't even think about. Most people don't even try to do. Which, it's fine. You want to play the game however you enjoy to play the game. Whatever's fun. But I enjoy playing efficiently and getting white bags and getting leaderboards. And so that's how I like to play. And so if you want to learn how I do that, you should watch this video, because that's what I'm about to go over. So I like to play efficiently, and there's a ton of room for optimization on my side. I'm still working on it because it takes trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. And so, but today I'm going to teach you how to get white bags, how to get more white bags, how to get any white bags if you have none already. And I'm not going to go into depth about playing with friends. I always try to play with at least one other person. Demi's my white bag grinding associate. We grinded a couple nights this week, and there's one night where we got 5 white bags, which is pretty crazy. But it was actually about odds. Like, odds is we met odds about. We were 1 over odds, but we were close to reaching that 5th odds. So, but it's good. We play efficiently, and so I went over playing with friends in my tips and tricks video. So if you haven't watched that, go watch that. Learn about another step to playing efficiently, but because that's super important. But the first step is to know what drops white bags and focus on killing things that drop white bags. Focus on killing them as fast as you can. Focus on killing as many as you can in a short amount of time. And that's what Demi and I do when we play together. You got to consider that every time you kill something that has a chance of dropping a white bag, it's like rolling a dice. And hypothetically, we can take like a 300-sided dice. Now, I don't know drop rates for UTs. I have no idea. But, so we're just taking 300 as a hypothetical number that sounds not ridiculous and not too common. It's what it kind of feels close, but I don't know. And so, every time you kill something that has a chance of dropping a white bag, you're rolling this 300-sided dice. And if you roll a 300 on the dice, you get a UT. And this is just completely hypothetical. I have no confirmation on anything. And that's how I think the loot system works in this game. And so it's all about reaching soulbound on enemies that drop white bags. If you're running around Godlands killing gods, you're not rolling any white bags. There's no way you're going to get a white bag, and that's why it feels like you have never gotten, or that's why it feels like you're never getting white bags. Especially if you've never gotten one. And so, you got to kill as many of those things as you can. Sometimes you can skip Darza. Darza only drops divine HPs, tops, and life. And the very small chance you get a divine HP. Now, I think I've gotten unlucky with divine HPs. I've gotten 1 since I've started playing, and I played way back, and I've been back, so I was unlucky. I actually got that yesterday, but that's besides the point. That's only 1 div HP. If you were to get a white bag anywhere, the cheapest white bag is 1.5 to 2 divine HP, so it's already worth more than a div HP at Darza, that white bag being a sky gem. Which I don't really agree with it being so cheap, but that's fine. That's how the economy works. Because sky gem is arguably like the second best UT besides the UT robe. It's a direct upgrade. But anyway, off the point. Sidetrack. So you want to kill as many things that drop white bags. And so there are like pretty much 3 options. You can run around Godlands, kill events, and kill gods. Completely skip dungeons. This is the worst way to get white bags. Dungeons are like the most important thing. I've gotten like 3 event whites ever. But I've gotten like 15 dungeon UTs, and I do both. So you can run on Godlands, kill events. That's not the best way to do it, especially if you're killing eagles, Ravanas, and champions. But Ravanas is a whole different thing. I kill Ravanas. I like to do shrines, but I'll go into detail on that in a minute. So you can go around killing, especially if you're killing Eagles champions, you're being inefficient. It's not, unless you're trying to get gems, it's not worth doing. It's worth going into a dungeon. And so, for instance, what I do and what Demi does is we go in the realm, teleport to Godlands. If there's no event up, we try to find a dungeon as fast as we can, do the dungeon, come up. If the event's up, if it's a Skull, Crimson, Ice Guard, Ravana, because we like to do shrines, Dark Guard, any of the events that drop whites, we will do that event and then try to find a dungeon as soon as possible before the next one spawns if we do it fast enough. If we kill the event and there's another event that drops a white bag, we'll go to it. Unless it's super far away, and if it's super far away, we'll do an Ice Cave real quick, because those are way faster than river mazes. And then we'll TP to the event and get soulbound in, and that's the most efficient way to do it, is to kill gods between events and then do dungeons between the events, and then try to make it to the event after the dungeon. You can skip Reapers if you want. Demi and I always kill Reapers because they're easy. Go watch my Reaper video. It's very helpful, and Reapers drop the new UT bow, which is one of the most expensive UTs right now. It goes for around 8 to 10 at the moment, as I've seen it being traded, but it's not traded very often, so it's really whatever someone wants to pay for it, or someone wants to sell for as well. So rolling this white bag dice is important, and you have to consider, like, a slow hour of solo grinding for me is I roll like 30 white bags. And so if the hypothetical drop rate is 300, that's like 10 hours to get a white bag, and that's if you meet odds. You can meet less and you can go over. That's where the luck comes in. But essentially, if I do 1200 white bag rolls, 1200 dungeons, then I am pretty much guaranteed to have like 3 sky gems, or 3 UTs. That's if I'm unlucky. If I'm unlucky, I'd have 3. If I'm lucky, I'd have like 5. But that's how RNG works. That's how odds work. You could have 0. You could have 10. It's completely random. There are no outside like benefactors, except for loot drop potions, which are fun to use, and I've gotten a couple white bags with them, and loot drop potions feel great if you have the 100 gold to spend on 30 minutes, which eventually I will be doing a 10 hours of loot drop loot video and a 10 hours of no loot drop loot video and comparing, so that will be cool. But so yeah, it's all about grinding these dungeons, doing these things that drop white bags. That's the most important part. If you want to get white bags, you got to kill things that drop white bags. That's literally it, but it can go so much deeper than that by being efficient. And like you can see in this clip, a lot of the times Demi and I run river mazes and ice caves and we split up. We don't go the same way. We're in Discord together, and when we get to the boss, we just call it. There's no point in us going the same way unless Demi needs a heal, and then we figure it out. But that's why I highly suggest playing a paladin or an apothecary to solo dungeons. And then if you're gonna duo dungeons, it's if one of you plays one of those healing classes and one of you plays like an archer or a DPS class, like the Worm Rider, which would be awesome. The Worm Rider is super great for grinding these dungeons out if you have a healer with you, because you can do them so fast, as well as the Assassin. You can get there so fast, especially if you use a Divine HP, or a Divine Speed, and you get healed by your teammate. But, so that's the main thing. Shrines, the whole Ravana explanation. Ravana drops the shrine, which has 4 whites in it. I really enjoy doing shrines. And the shrine whites are worth more than the dungeon whites. And I don't know, it feels like dungeons have a higher chance at white bags than events. I don't know this for sure. Juix doesn't release drop rates, and so it's all speculation, but I've gotten like 3 event whites in my whole career, and I've gotten like 15 dungeon whites, and so it feels like dungeon whites are more common than event whites. And if shrine whites are more common than event whites, just like the ice cave and river maze, which I haven't gotten one yet, but still, shrines are fun to me. I love doing shrines, and the whites that drop in shrines are worth more than the whites that drop in ice caves and river mazes. And so if you get one, it's worth more. It's like worth two sky gems. Or if you get a spirit ring, it's like getting 2 UT axes. So shrines are super fun. Go watch my Survive a Shrine video. It's awesome. It can really help out. Some people have had testimonies, people tell me about how they are comfortable doing shrines now, and that's awesome. I love that I can help people out. But so if you add all this together, play with friends, do things that drop white bags, and do the events that drop white bags, don't do Eagle and Champion, then you will get a white bag. It just takes time. It's RNG. RNG, you have to grind. You're rolling dice every time. If you can roll a bad hour is like 30 an hour. But when Demi and I do it together, we can get around like 50 an hour each. And so between both of us, we're rolling for a white bag like 100 rolls an hour. And so that's crazy. If the drop rate was 300, we'd have a UT every 3 hours. And we grinded for like 9 hours the other day. Yeah, 9 hours. And we got 5 white bags. So that's a little lucky. Like, the odds would have been 3. But when you grind, and Demi got a white bag at 2 shrines in a row, which was pretty crazy. So without those, we would have been at 3. But if you do these dungeons and you roll these odds with friends, and you can set up a way that you split, like what Demi and I do is when we grind together, if one of us gets a white bag, no matter what the white bag is, we will give our partner a divine HP. So it feels like we're both getting rewards, and we are. It's unfortunate when you get a sky gem and give someone a divine HP, but like it makes it worth it for both parties to play together. And it's worth it anyway because you have guaranteed drop rates, I think. I haven't been told. I don't know if it's for sure in dungeons. I know it is in shrines, but the top 2 damage get loot. And so with 2 people in these dungeons all the time, there's no reason not to have 2 people. And so that's my white bag video. That's how I get white bags. That's how Billy gets white bags. That's how Demi gets white bags. That's how Peter gets white bags, because we all do it together. Here in the Blood Kings, that's what we do. And so if you liked this video, if it helps you, please like it, leave a comment. Comments are great. They help my video get like higher up on the search tab. So, but if you like it, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in the future. And watch my other videos. Other than that, have a great day.